Hi guys, in this video we'll be looking at cultural diversity. Okay, what is cultural diversity? Now, cultural diversity is the quality of diverse or different cultures, okay? As opposed to monoculture, as in the global monoculture, or homogenization of cultures, akin to cultural decay, right? Now, the phrase cultural diversity can also refer to having different cultures respect each other's differences. Okay? Now, culture is expressed in many ways and at various levels. Firstly, there are objects or artifacts, some of which are useful, such as household utensils, while other reflects an aspect of culture, for example, religious belief, right? So, secondly, their values, beliefs, and ideas, which guides the lives of group members and are expressed through artistic works, social, and religious ceremonies and rituals, and what eventually become customs. Okay, so that's it for cultural diversity. Okay, guys, so we're going to go into our ancestors. Who are they? Okay, first we're going to ask, who are our ancestors? So these are people in the Caribbean. They are like descendant from those who originally came from different countries and different ethnic groups. Okay, let us look at what they are or who they are. Okay, so first up we have Africans. Okay, the West African societies, our African ancestors left. They were, larger rural based, right, and around agriculture with some sections of society engaging in trade, right. So commodities which were traded included salt and gold, clothes and tools, right. So slaves were often taken by one tribe from another, right. Those sold to Arab traders may have been, sent to work in the lands of Arabia and northern Africa. But Arab traders and West African chiefs who also sold slaves to European traders who transported them to the Caribbean, right? Now, significant cultures influences from this African heritage are found in like the Caribbean cuisine and the love of music, dancing, and festivals. Okay, so that's it for the African ancestor. Now, moving on to the first settlers. Who are these people? Okay, several groups of people, as you know, all known as Amerindians, traveled from what we now know as Central and South America and began to settle in the Caribbean island from about 4,000 BC, right? Now, they slowly spread throughout the whole region, right? Bringing with them their skills in pottery and their agricultural lifestyle. Well, these people were not simply hunter gatherers, but were also farmers and they grew crops such as sweet potatoes, etc. Right? Now, these early settlers were from different tribes, including the Tainos, the Arawaks, and the Kalina and Caribs, right? So that's it for the first settlers. So moving on to the Europeans. Okay, who are these people? Now, the first European ships to arrive in like the Caribbean were from Spain and groups from the country from Britain, France, Denmark, and the Netherlands settled in different countries, right? So the European cultural influence has spread throughout the region and into many aspects of society, including government, commerce, law, religion, and the family, right? So that's it for Europeans. Hope you guys understanding. If you don't understand, you can leave a comment and I'll explain to you as best as possible. I'll try to do another video to explain if you don't understand. Okay, all right, so moving on. Indentured laborers. Who are these people? Okay, following the emancipation of the slaves, right, from the 1830s onwards, people began to arrive from like India and China as indentured laborers, right? So they work on sugar plantations and in sugar factories and were all usually contracted for a period of 5 years. Okay? Now, after this, they were free to, return home, but many decided to stay. Indian laborers arrived first in Guyana and later came to Trinidad, Jamaica, and other islands, right? Now, the Chinese workers began to arrive in the Caribbean around the same time. Now, although they were originally brought here to work in the sugarcane industry specifically, right? Many set up businesses in their towns as shopkeepers and traders, right? So that is why we still have like Chinese persons here as business owners, right? Okay, moving on. Middle East. Who are these people? People from Syria and Lebanon have also settled in the region, right? And there are long-standing Jewish communities, right? The founders of which came here mostly from Europe with significant arrivals beginning in the 1600s, right? So that is it for the Middle East. Okay, so we are going to look at next a multicultural society. What is that? Okay, multicultural society. A multicultural society when several cultures exist within one society, right? Which is called multiculturalism, right? This is a situation that may, evolve in many different ways. Okay, let's get into it. Caribbean culture is the result of a blending of culture patterns and ideas from, the heritage of all different ethnic groups found in the region, right? Now, the formal institutions of government and law and the established social structures are mostly derived from European ideas and models, right? So, I don't know if you've seen that within your country, but that's what really multicultural society really means. Okay? All right. So moving on, family patterns and unions. What is this? This is the way in which family and unions are structured and organized within a given society. What do we mean by that? The family patterns and unions adopted by the different ethnic groups usually reflect their cultural heritage, right? Now, the dominance of European thought introduced monogamous marriage and, as you know, the nuclear family as an ideal. Now, and many Caribbean people have adopted this view, right? Now, especially if it reflects their personal religious belief, right? So that is family patterns and unions for us. All right, so moving on to religion. Wow, no, religion is always an interesting one. What is religion really? First, we're going to look at the definition of religion. No, this is a personal set of institutionalized system of religious attitudes, beliefs, and practices. Now, religion is really an important part of Caribbean life, right? Now, we have 5 faiths that are, well represented within the Caribbean, okay? Now, we have Christianity, Hinduism, Islam, Judaism, and Rastafarianism, okay? Now, other religions are also are also present, but they have very few followers, right? Judaism, Christianity, and Islam are, they all began in the Middle East and have spread from there into Europe, right? And then Africa and eventually around the world. Christianity and Judaism arrived in the Caribbean with European settlers. Okay? So that's it for religion. Okay? So, moving on to celebration and festivals. Now, what is this? Okay. Celebration and festivals. This is really, this is to honor, like, especially by solemn ceremonies or by refraining from ordinary business, or to, mark by festivities or other deviation from routine, right? Now, that's the definition. Now, many celebrations and festivals occur like throughout the Caribbean at different times of year. Religious celebration marks Christian festivals, including Christmas and Easter. Okay, we all know that one, right? Christmas and Easter, very nice. Okay, now festivals of historical and cultural roots, such as, like the crop over in Barbados and the carnival in Trinidad, right? Many events are significant because they like express aspect of a country's culture. For example, crop over is based on historical celebrations that marked the end of the sugarcane harvest, right? Now, the features of today's celebration are seen by some to be very similar to those carried out in like African communities to mark such things as the end of the rainy season. The significance of the end of the harvest may be less obvious today, but the idea of release from hard work and looking for a cause for a celebration is still very relevant. Okay, guys? Okay, guys, that's it for today or for this video. Okay? Thanks for watching, and I do hope it was very helpful to you. If it was helpful to you, you can share, you can like, you can also comment and let me know what it is I can do to improve. Or, as I said before, if you enjoyed it, you can give me a thumbs up and ensure that you share to others who are doing the same subject. Sharing is caring. Okay, guys? Oh, thank you, guys, my subscribers. Thank you very much for subscribing to me. And for those who haven't subscribed as yet, I'm urging you to do so. This is very important. So, as I say, if you like my video, you can subscribe, you can like, and you can comment. Okay? All right. Thank you, guys. Bye.